Hello, hello, you lovely beings. Welcome to Muse, the podcast where we chat all things creativity, personal growth, and how the two intersect to help us create with more intention and live more authentically. I'm your host, Damaris, artist and multi-passionate creative, exploring the things I have learned on my creative journey and sharing tools and experiences to help you on your path to finding what your creativity looks like. We're at the end of July. What the heck? Man, how time is just flying by. It's been a pretty chill week for me, enjoying the slower pace of life lately, which has been really nice, and I'm wanting to finish this month at peace and without worrying so much about the future or work that I'm doing in general. I hope you've all had an amazing July so far. This year, this summer has been a little bit different for me. My summers usually look like a jam-packed, activity-driven type of summer. I usually try to fit in as much as possible into summer, be the most active, get the most done, work as much as I can, because I usually have more energy. The sun, just the summer vibes as a whole tend to give me the most energy, and I feel like it's the time that I can get the most done usually. This summer though feels a bit different, and like I'm meant to be doing less and embracing more of this kind of slow pace, slow vibes, more in the moment enjoyment of life and what it's making me feel and what it's bringing into my life. But then it really makes me contemplate and think about, what does that mean for my creative work then, if I'm supposed to be kind of creating more slowly, or I'm trying to live more intentionally slower paced life. What does creating slowly actually look like? How do you, and me in this case, how do I manage what that actually means? Why is it hard to create in these different stages of life more than others? And that's what I'll be chatting about today. So let's dive in. I don't know if it's just me this year, or it's just like me getting older, or it's just like a general vibe. Like, please tell me if this is something that you're experiencing as well. But this summer, and I think this season in general, I've had a lot of life changes that have made me be more reflective, be more in this state of analyzing and redirecting my thoughts and my feelings about my creativity, and analyzing more of what that looks like for me. Why do I want to create in general? How do I want to be showing up online so it doesn't feel like a chore, but something fun and expressive, and be able to keep that fun and playful spirit, enjoying the slowness and peace that come with this warmer weather and this season, the sunlight and good food. I've been really trying to create routine lately in these last few weeks to help me stay grounded, so that there is a bit of a foundation to my daily schedule, as I don't really have one right now. So that has kind of been the premise of this month, more so to kind of get into a routine, something that can keep me consistent in the things that I want to be consistent in. But then that's where I'm having to really try to flow with what my body, my mind, and energy need from day to day, so that it kind of gives me that space. Like creating a routine gives me that space to then be able to listen and focus on what my body, mind, and energy need from day to day. And then also because I have been able to listen to my body, my mind, my energy, and staying grounded in my routine, that also frees up more space to think about and analyze and reflect on my creativity and what I want to be creating, how I want to be learning new things and continue my curiosity and exploring my creativity in all facets. I think the biggest creative blocks or resistance that have been showing up for me in this season have been kind of two major overarching themes that actually tie in together very much. So it does create this sort of loop if I'm not keeping it in check. One is my thoughts that I need to be doing more, producing more work, or have a specific project or projects that I should, quote unquote, be working on. And then because of this mentality, I'm also feeling lost in the direction that I think, again, I should be going on or going in. I want to be in a place where I can create with more intention, but also have this desire at the same time and feel the need that I should be doing more. It's like this push and pull of slowing down and being more intentional with my creative outlets and my creative work. And then at the same time, I feel like I need to be putting out more work and I should be doing things in a certain way that I haven't found to be doing yet. Like I don't have clarity on that yet. So I kind of feel this like in limbo space. And what I've come to realize is that this is, and I guess not even just like realize, but accept that this is just the place that I'm in right now. This is what I'm needing to learn and be in right now. Because one, there's nothing wrong with wanting both things. Wanting to have the clarity, the direction, and the specific project that I should or want to be working on. And also wanting to create and be more intentional about the things that I'm doing. Having both isn't wrong. It's just how do I navigate what that's going to look like moving forward. Two, I haven't lost my creative spark. I just need to have more fun in what I'm creating and not look at it from this lens of should and shouldn't be doing. Number three, not taking producing and like production, the production of work, so seriously that instead I should be starting something small and creating from a new place. Even having ideas, starting with like a mood board, something easy and simple and not putting all this pressure. And number four, doing something small when the desire pops up or when I have an idea for something in particular, and not trying to force anything to happen or to create or to have an idea for if it's not coming up organically, because that tends to bring more tension into my life and less intention, which is what my desire is. So these are kind of things that I've been really reflecting on a lot lately in this specific season, which has also been shifting and changing from other summers that I've had in the past. And then it's also kind of brought me back to this whole meaning of purpose and finding purpose and clarity in purpose. And I think that that's why I spoke about it at the beginning of the month, because that was kind of where I was at mentally. And now as the weeks have gone by and we're at the end, I'm realizing like purpose doesn't always mean you have to be making something. Sometimes it just means having awareness of where you are and the things you need in any given season of your creative journey. It won't always look like output work, like production or producing work. Sometimes it will be more input, more reflecting, more awareness. It means consistent connection to what actually matters to you and reevaluating from time to time as needed. So from that space, from that mentality and lens, and what I'm coming to understand is that maybe this slower season is part of that purpose for me. And I think by taking this time to slow down, I have started to actually have more clarity in some areas of my creativity that I didn't have the space to think about really clearly before, when I was just trying to do things, when I was trying to do more and create more and produce more. Which is interesting because I have spoken about, even on this podcast, that actually getting in work and producing work helps to kind of find your purpose and helps you to get more clarity as you're going along. But I think that was coming from a place of not doing anything, not necessarily specifically from a place of you're wanting to slow down and be more intentional. So I think that that's where there's a clear difference. If you haven't been working on anything or producing anything and you're wanting to, I think starting and doing something is the key. Doing and producing something, even if it's not perfect, is better than doing nothing and staying stagnant. But in this season and this time of where I'm at right now, it's not so much that I'm not doing anything, because I am. It's more so the need and the feeling of being more intentional and slowing down and taking my time to reevaluate what I'm actually putting out and what I'm working on and what I want to be working on. So in that sense, then instead of doing so much, I need to be more reflecting and taking more time to find that clarity, to have more space to think about these things more intentionally. And sometimes I think what feels like resistance and what we struggle with is actually your body and my body saying, not now. There's things that happen that sometimes we miss because we're trying so hard to push something that we're not realizing that our body and our energy and even life itself is trying to tell us, like, hey, the resistance is that maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you need to take a step back and take some time to really reflect and reassess and analyze why you're doing what you're doing, how you want to be continuing to work and show up, and how maybe your creativity is actually changing and you're changing and evolving, and maybe some things are not aligning in the same way. But when we don't give ourselves that space, that time to reflect, that slowness and intentional thinking, then I think it does give us a bit more resistance and a bit more blocks as we continue to push, and like trudge along this super difficult time. I want to give a few little tools and ways that you can check in with yourself to maybe come to this place of calm, of rest, of intentional thinking, if you're also in the same place as me, and maybe you need a little bit more time to reflect and expand your perspective a little bit. So I would say first, take actual time to check in with yourself on a daily basis. And I personally have talked about it so many times. I personally like to do this through journaling. I find that it helps me to put all my thoughts on paper. I mean, you can do it even on a computer, on your phone, on your notes. Just a way to release your thoughts and stop trying to hold everything in your mind. Because that right away can become a lot. Two, I think it's to take time to be in silence. Intentionally take time to be in silence and not have multiple things distracting you, so that you are creating that space to be more open, to have clarity, and to understand what you actually think and feel about things. So whether that's just like sitting and enjoying the sun, sitting outside, just, catching some rays, or doing a meditation, or I like to read. So that helps me to not, yes, I'm doing one task, which is reading, but I'm not also listening to music or have the TV on, or, I don't have other distractions. I'm just trying to do one thing that's more quiet and not just being on my phone or other electronics. 3 is have fun. Have fun and do activities that bring you joy and make you smile and create this peace, which then, when you're coming to a place to want to understand and have more clarity, you're coming from a place of joy and happiness and openness, which is what you want when you're wanting to find clarity, purpose, and direction, right? You don't want to be pushing something, you want to be open to something. And number 4, create without specific direction or clarity. Just create for creating's sake. Because that place of, kind of ties into the last one, is it's just for you. You don't need to create for anyone else but for you first. For fun. And things that you can ask yourself when you're checking in about how you're feeling or thinking can be, is this resistance that I'm feeling or thinking, or is it rest? What am I actually needing here? Is this avoidance? Is that why I'm trying to push so hard in this area? Or is alignment? Am I feeling aligned and enjoying this process? Is just a little bit hard right now and I need to be consistent. There's a difference between when you're pushing because you're feeling something is aligned and you're like, yep, I'm moving in this direction. I just need to keep going and stay disciplined and stay consistent versus I'm trying to push and make something happen when I'm finding resistance in all areas. And most of the time in yourself, when you're having a lot of resistance to doing something, I think is a big red flag of like, hey, let me check in. What's actually going on here? Do I need to slow down, take a step back, reflect a little bit, assess what I'm feeling and doing and trying to make happen? Is what I'm doing just because I think I should be doing it? Or is it because it's enjoyable? I just want to say this again for those of you in the same boat as me, experiencing maybe some of these feelings that I've been feeling. For you, way in the back over there, you're allowed to move slowly. You're allowed to take time to reflect, to rest. You're still a creative, even if you need these things. You're still doing the work by doing these things. Even if that work looks like reflection, rest, or small quiet steps, that's still doing the work. Because taking care of you and your needs and your body, your mind, that creative spark that you have, the desire to make things with intention, is still work. It's just different. It's just different from what you're used to doing or what you think you should be doing. And I just want to encourage you today to continue to trust your pace. You're not behind. You're in this season. You're in this time that's meant to be what it's meant to be, whatever that looks like for you. Let me know how this season, this time is feeling for you, either in the comments or share it on my socials. I'd love to hear your feedback of kind of your experience in this time. If you're looking for more ways to find clarity and purpose, you can check out some of my other episodes where I focus specifically on that and kind of give more clarity and tools on how to approach that. I want to thank you so much for being here and listening and enjoying this slower pace, enjoying this slow, present time. Have an amazing, wonderful rest of your day, afternoon or evening or night. And as always, keep creating. Bye.